All right, I'm gonna let the video upload right quick. All right, this is on Trump and the GE, and I'm the Shock Exchange, of course, where we talk about all things about the economy, how the president's policies impact the economy, and all things important to the black community. And Lady of Rage and Rise and Fall of Miss Cleo is important to the black community. Um, I was at a family function last weekend, and I have a cousin who's going to, little cousin is going to attend Hampton University in the fall, and all my whole family was there to support her and wish her well. It was marred. The event was marred by an argument she had with another family member who will remain nameless, who went to Howard University. And they got into an argument about the real HU, so we had to endure that. But her grandmother, China, my cousin, she always looked out for me when I was in high school. Me and my brothers and sisters made sure we were up on the latest music, had the latest style clothes, all that stuff. So she was always fashion forward and always made sure that we were the cool kids in school. But while we were there, somebody mentioned that my high school classmate, Robin Allen, was in a Lifetime movie about Miss Cleo. I was like, wow. And I know she'd been acting for a while, but I never heard of the film. And when I got back to New York, I made sure I watched it. I watched it on demand, also taped it, and I was blown away. The movie is called The Rise and Fall of Miss Cleo. It's on Lifetime, and I argue it's probably the best movie I've seen all year. And obviously, I'm biased, but I'm also telling the truth. Lady of Rage killed it. Tim and Daphne Reed, they killed the story. And so, Lady of Rage and I went to high school together. We were high school classmates. And when I was in business school, probably early 90s, I called my brother that Robin was on the Chronic. She had a feature on the Chronic. She's going by Lady of Rage. I'm like, you're kidding, right? How? And he was telling me she was on the Chronic. I went and listened to it and I heard it. She had a feature on the Chronic, which this is the golden age of hip hop. And she obviously killed the feature. The Chronic was probably a classic album, the hottest album at the time for years. And it had the whole country, obviously the West Coast, and the whole country abuzz. And she was on the Chronic. I'm in disbelief. And we were hyped. The whole town was hyped for her and her success. Again, it's the golden age of hip hop. To even get studio time back then, you had to be nice. So it was phenomenal. I mean, the album and the fact that she was on there, we were real proud of what she did. She came out with her song a couple years later called Afro Puffs, and it was fire. And again, we were hyped again. And the funny thing is that she actually wore Afro Puffs in elementary school. So I rock rough and stuff with my Afro Puffs. We were losing our minds. The whole town was hyped up. And at the end of the song, she gave a shout out to Farmville. She said, "For real, that's the deal, straight out of Farmville, VA." And so she put us on the map. We were losing our minds. And so we were so happy for her success. And, she was one of the top female artists at the time. Her, Queen Latifah, Lil' Kim, Monie Love, MC Light, they carried the torch for women, and they set the stage. They set the stage for they were taken seriously because of their lyrical ability, but they set the stage for people now like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, Ice Spice, and others to be successful. But they set the stage, and they were they could rap as well as anybody, rap as well as the men. They were lyrically strong, and they had something to say. So, but she put Farmville on the map, and for that we're forever in her debt. But she's done a lot of music, and she's done a lot of acting. She transitioned to acting. She had some roles on the Steve Harvey Show. I think she was in one of the Friday movies. I knew she could act. I didn't know she could act like this. This role is phenomenal. First of all, the story was phenomenal. I knew a lot about Miss Cleo. I didn't know her backstory though. She was on, I think, one of the psychic networks back a while ago, and Dionne Warwick became famous for being on the psychic network, and Miss Cleo was obviously famous, and they blew up, and they were part of the black lexicon as far as someone who could tell the future. Dionne Warwick and Miss Cleo, and her backstory is that I think she was a single mom. She had a couple of kids, and she was working jobs, trying to make money. She's also very creative in some plays and doing other jobs, but trying to feed her family. And she found a job that she was very successful at with the Psychic Network. And her role as Miss Cleo had a lot of people tuned in over the phone, and she was the most popular psychic at the company where she worked, and she was making a mint for the company. And I think the owners came to her and said, look, we want to expand your role and take it nationwide. I think she was based in Florida. Then they started doing infomercials, and it blew up like wildfire. And she's making a lot of money for the company. And I think how the story goes, it kind of unraveled towards the end, but it came down to all about risk and reward. Her, Miss Cleo's persona was the one that people saw. And her face was the first thing people saw. We associate her with the Psychic Network, not the owners. We didn't know who the owners were or what they looked like. And she took most of the risk, and I think the owners got a lot of reward. And I won't get too much of the movie away, but I think artists like authors, musicians, actors, actresses, so on and so forth, I think they understand this story very well, about people who create content and people who create art and making a lot of money, but they may be actually getting paid cents on the dollar, pennies on the dollar, or cents on the dollar. So there's definitely an imbalance between risk and reward in Miss Cleo's situation. And so the story goes about sort of how her rise and then how she fell and how she kind of recovered at the end. So there's a lot to work with. And Tim and Daphne Reed killed the story. Tim Reed used to be on WKRP in Cincinnati. I think his name was Venus Flytrap. He was one of the few black people on TV back in the 80s. When I was in high school, we watched the show a lot. I had a friend I played basketball with who loved the show, always telling us about what was going on. I watched it, but I didn't really get into it as much as he did. But Tim Reed was one of the few people who was actually one of the few blacks who was on TV. He then went behind the camera and started talking about how blacks should become more owners and go behind the camera as directors and producers, which made a lot of sense because the shelf life of an actor and actress could be 10, 15 years. As a director, you can be behind the camera. You work on multiple projects for decades. And so he's one of the first people talking about that. But they killed the story. And then secondly, Lady of Rage killed the role. She carried the movie. She was leading actress in the movie, and she did a great job as a character actor. Again, I knew she could act. I didn't know she could act like this. She killed that role, and in my opinion, the movie's award worthy. I think it should be mentioned for awards like maybe a Peabody Award or Golden Globes or even an Emmy. I think Lady of Rage should be up for an award herself for the role that she played. She killed that role, and she carried the movie. I watched the thing from beginning to end. I think I rewound it a few times to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I know how you can tell a person a good actor or actress because they go from being a person to the actual character. I forgot that she was the person I went to high school with. I forgot she was a former rapper, and I forgot she was a Lady of Rage. And I thought I was watching Miss Cleo. So that's how she did a great job with that role. I think the movie's award worthy. I think she should be up for award nomination for. I know it's a Lifetime movie. I don't think they can win an Oscar, but they can definitely win awards for TV programming, like a Peabody Award, Golden Globe, or an Emmy. I think she should be nominated. I think she should be in the running. Best movie I've seen in a while. So I just want to say congratulations to her. Congratulations to Tim and Daphne Reed. Tim Reed's been talking about going behind the camera. He's been at it for a while. I think he's got a winner here. I think he's got a smash hit on his hands, and I think his production company Millennial is probably one of the first, one of the only black-owned movie production companies in the country since the 1930s. It's based in Petersburg, Virginia, which is about an hour from where I grew up, maybe an hour 45 minutes from where I grew up, down where Virginia State is located. I think it's also one of the largest independent film production companies outside of Hollywood. So he's been talking about this for a while. I think he and Lady of Rage have a smash hit on their hands. So I just want to say that Lady of Rage and Rise and Fall of Miss Cleo is unblankwittable, and that's a term that was coined by Lady of Rage back in, I think, the '90s with one of her songs. So um, I'm excited about her performance. I'm excited about maybe her and Lady of Rage and the movie getting recognition towards the end of the year when the awards come out. I'm also excited about what she has in store next. But she definitely put on for Farmville, Virginia, and Prince Edward County as Lady of Rage, and also in this character as Miss Cleo. And you know how we do in Prince Edward County. I think everybody needs to show up and show out on behalf of Lady of Rage and Tim Reed. So that's basically it. This Lady of Rage and Rise and Fall of Miss Cleo's unblankwittable. Thank you for listening. Thank you.